Hello, CUSW. Thank you for taking the time to come and watch the National Communications Committee's presentation for the 2021 convention happening in Port Elgin. My name is Mark Keys, and I will be your host. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the other members of the National Communications Committee. We have Pauline Cranston. Pauline is involved on multiple levels within CUSW. Some of the highlights of her involvement include chair of the Northeast Unit and also one of the members of the National Social Committee. We are joined by Janet Crowther. Janet Crowther, current treasurer of the Greater Durham Region Unit and also one of the members of the National Tradeswomen Committee. I myself, Mark Keys, current chair of the Niagara Falls Hamilton Unit and have occupied several positions over my past time in CUSW. We are supported by Mr. Kevin Forbes. Kevin is our National Executive Board liaison and currently serves as recorder for the NEB itself. So what does the committee do? Well, quite simply, we work with the units, the other national committees, the National Executive Board, the staff, and the consultants to meet, advise, and facilitate the communication needs of CUSW and its members. So what has the committee been up to? Well, if you've been watching your inboxes or you're a new member, what you might realize is the committee has started producing and distributing a CUSW newsletter. With the multitude of communication options available in today's world, it was more of a feeling of a back to basics approach, put out like a grassroots newsletter that communicates CUSW to the CUSW world at large. What the committee has also done, in conjunction with the National Social Committee, has introduced the Vengo Member Perks Program. This is a great program that's available for all active and retired members. When it comes to the newsletter, it's again a great opportunity for all the units and national committees to provide information on what they're doing to the greater CUSW community at large. The inaugural letter, which you happen to see on the screen, introduced current social events, mentioned the CUSW swag store if that was new to you, and then rolls right into unit updates after the national committees. In addition to unit committee news, also involves tapping a little CUSW FYI. This newsletter highlighted reminded everybody of the Member Family and Assistance Program. Always a great addition and part of our benefits program, but definitely something that's been made more use of during the current pandemic climate. I mentioned out of work dues, a little bit on security clearances, and then submissions for the calendar at the time. Newsletter also shows information at large affecting CUSW. For many of you, that first newsletter was the introduction to our affiliation with the Confederation of Canadian Unions. Joining with like-minded independent trade unions definitely helps us to work together to ensure workers and our members are protected and heard by the government. Newsletter is also going to include all our various apprenticeship graduates in their various trades and when they have accomplished that, cross that bridge and receive their final certificate of qualification. Second initiative that the Communications Committee rolled out this year in conjunction with the National Social Committee was the Member Perks Program for CUSW members. This program applies to active members and retirees and is available through vengo.com. This is a great member program entitled to discounts on services and all kinds of things in your everyday life. We can get discounts on home electronics, hotel stays, car rentals, restaurants, bike repair shops, and apparel, and much more. There are over 25,000 vendors part of this program across our great country. All we have to do to sign up, if you haven't yet, you can find the link for the Member Perks registration on the Communications Committee website or in the announcement section on cusw.ca. Simply click and follow through to register. You just need your CUSW user ID, which simply validates you as an active member. after which you'll create a unique logon for Vengo, and you can even invite your family members into this program. And that brings us to the summary of the most recent things the Communications Committee has been working on and is continuing to move forward with new initiatives. We would just like to say the Communications Committee is definitely looking forward to working forward with the other units and committees at both the pre-convention workshop and seeing and interacting with all our fellow delegates during the convention. I'd like to thank you for this time and thank you for coming to visit this video.